Greetings, this is Dymock-Johnson. Today's topic is don't fanboy up your NPCs. Don't make your NPCs so powerful, so wonderful, so precious that either A, they cannot be defeated, they cannot have something put over them, they can easily solve whatever crisis there is in your game, and don't make them so that they're so super special that the PCs can never hope to emulate them, or be like them, or match them. Use the same rules that make a PC, that advance a PC, as the base of creating your NPC. If, for some strange reason, your game cannot emulate your super special, wonderful NPC that you've got in your head, consider first changing the NPC, not changing the game. If, for example, you're playing old school advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and you want someone with druid, multi-classed and druid, and magic use, but you want them to be, you don't want them to have a small amount of druid and a lot of magic. But reading the multi-classing rules, you've seen, oh, you can't actually do that as a PC. No, you'll just be stuck being whatever the secondary class is, and you can't use the initial class until you've surpassed it. If you cannot do it, don't fudge in summary rule. Don't do what the official sources did and just hand wave it away and say, oh, don't worry how they managed to do that. And no, if you want to play a character like that, no, you can't. Sorry, we don't have the rules. Well, here is this horrible kludge that is actually way overpowered and will do horrible things to any shred of game balance that we thought we still had. Just don't. Pick a different NPC. Pick something you could make in the game. Because redesigning an entire rule system to match an NPC, that's just far too much work. And it also creates this divide, this ever-escalating, expanding divide between the world of the PCs, where they have to follow these rules, and often they're restricted in weird and arbitrary ways, but that's okay, it's a game. You're allowed to be restricted in weird and arbitrary ways. And the NPCs, who just live in this exalted, wonderful fantasy universe where everything is possible. If you want a game where everything is possible, play a game where that is possible. Play a game where the PCs can be like the NPCs. If you're playing a different game, make sure the NPCs follow the conventions of the game. A good example is Vampire the Masquerade. In Vampire the Masquerade, your character degenerates. Over time, its humanity score goes through the floor, and the character progressively acquires derangements. They will lose too many humanity points and gain a derangement. They will botch a will roll and gain a derangement. So, why does your 500-year-old Tremere mastermind with thaumaturgy and other spell disciplines out the wazoo, which are all fueled by willpower, why does he not have a single fucking derangement? At some point in his career, at some point in his life, he has botched that willpower roll to work that spell. He has picked up a derangement. Or 5, if he is that advanced. He is going to be absolutely nuts. So if your NPC doesn't reflect the reality of, the game rules, pick another NPC. Think about it. Think it through. Think, how did this NPC get there? They must have been neonate at some stage in their existence. They didn't just live this blessed Mary Sue life they must have got there the hard way, the hard, horrible, dementia-inducing way that happens in Vampire. Why are they so special? Why are they so marvellous? Why did they escape the rules that plague and hinder and drive the plot of a regular Vampire game? If you can't come up with a reason why that is, pick a different NPC. Pick an NPC with vulnerabilities. Tremere Mastermind with 5 derangements, because they've actually been lucky over their entire existence, is going to have problems, is going to have trouble fitting in with the rest of reality, and probably needs these neonate PC vampires to do something for them, because they just can't function outside of their carefully regimented behaviour cycle they've got that's managed to keep them plodding along for the last 5 centuries. Because they're insane, they're mad, they're crazy. They can't cope with anything deviating out of their routine. So when something happens outside their routine, they've got to call on help. They've got to call on their PCs. That's a much better NPC. They're still just as powerful as the monstrosity out of the book, but it needs the PCs. If you're going to create a powerful NPC, have a way for the PCs to be able to interact meaningfully with them. Either give them vulnerabilities, give them reasons why they just can't cope with the current crisis and therefore need the PCs, or if they're antagonist, give them a way to be defeated. If they're invulnerable and immortal and super powerful and they have all these wonderful abilities that you've seen, they can squish the PCs flat in a dozen different ways, they're not going to be terribly exciting to engage with as in a game, because if you just write and they win, and they win, that's not exciting, not interesting. There's no unveiling, there's no planning, there's just a case of watching the GM's favourite NPC mercilessly crush the PCs again. And then you'll see these people wondering why people don't come on their games. Oh, because, well, I designed this NPC and he was interesting and challenging, but no one seems to want to play with me anymore because, oh, yeah. Work out. The reason why no one wants to play with you is because it's no fun going up against your challenges. You just get to win and gloat over them and say, oh, you were so silly because you didn't do this. Really, are you that surprised why no one's playing with you? But, so make your antagonists vulnerable at some point. They can ignore every rule in the, the Evil Mastermind's Guide. Maybe they do rely too much on minions. Maybe they do give them covering faceplates. Maybe their plans are kind of childishly simple and could be, the flaws could be pointed out by a 5-year-old child. But they don't have the internet. They haven't read the Evil Mastermind's not do list. So maybe they do them. Maybe those are their points of vulnerability. Maybe that is something the PCs can exploit and therefore have a chance to triumph over them. So, yes, that is the essence of our message. Don't fanboy out your PCs. Don't make NPCs. Don't make them super special. Don't make them super powerful. Don't make them so that there is no reason for the PCs to meaningfully interact with them, either as employees, or as rivals, or as an antagonist. The PCs should be the center of your game. They should be able to make meaningful choices. Don't have special NPCs which rob that from them. Thank you. Goodbye.